Hi everyone. So I'm going to talk today about how to be cautious. The dictionary has a meaning which says cautious implies the exercise of forethought. So we can be cautious in many ways, but I'm going to read it in a more detailed way what it means to be cautious because it's so broad sometimes and you say I can be cautious in the kitchen and can I be cautious in the world outside, right? In my world inside, my world outside. So how is it that I can be cautious? So to be cautious means to act with carefulness and deliberation, avoiding unnecessary risks or hasty actions. It also involves thinking about the potential consequences of your actions before you take them. This can be beneficial in many situations, such as decision making, communication, and navigating new environments. So, a more detailed way on how to be cautious is slow down and think, avoid rushing into decisions, take your time to access the situation, gather information, and consider the potential outcomes. That's avoid rushing into decisions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't understand something, clarify it before proceeding. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Pay attention to details. Small details can be crucial in avoiding mistakes. So this is so slow down and think before doing things you may want to do or decisions you want to take. So it's important to slow down and think. Consider the consequences. Think about the potential risks and rewards. Weigh the pros and cons before making a decision. Being mindful of your actions and words. Consider how your words and actions might affect others. So be mindful of your actions and words. Sometimes we say something hurtful and that can hurt someone and we may be hurting their emotions. So be considerate. Learn from past mistakes. If you've made a mistake in the past, use that experience to be more careful in the future. If you've done it before, be careful in the future. So learn from past mistakes. This is very important. Be aware of your surroundings. This is when we are in the outside world. Stay informed about what's going on around you. Pay attention to your environment and be aware of potential dangers. Be aware of what's going on. Some people send messages through WhatsApp like, there's this kind of assault has been happening in a certain area of the city, so be aware, stay informed. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're unsure about something, don't hesitate to seek guidance from someone you trust. You can do that in the city if you are unsure about something. So asking for guidance is very important, especially when let's say you are in a risk situation or um, you get lost, you ask for help. If you need guidance in something, anything about your life that you may be doing, a personal thing, you can always ask for guidance. So be mindful of your emotions. If you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, take a step back and reaccess the situation. Be aware of your emotional state. Practice good judgment. Use logic and reasoning. Apply your knowledge and experience to make sound decisions. This is very important. Avoid impulsive reactions. Give yourself time to think before reacting to situations. And be willing to adapt. Be prepared to change your plans if necessary. So this applies for both our personal life when we are making decisions, and this applies for risks we may be taking outside in the city. So think about it both ways. Balance caution with action. Don't let caution paralyze you. While it's important to be careful, you also need to take action and make progress. Find balance between caution and confidence. Be cautious enough to avoid mistakes, but also confident enough to take calculated risks. celebrate your successes. Acknowledge your cautious approach and the positive outcomes it has produced. So, why I'm telling you to take this on both ways is, for example, be cautious when you're using the oven. If you don't know how to use your oven and you are scared of what may happen, ask your mother, ask your grandmother, and even your father knows how to cook. If he likes to cook, ask directions, ask for guidance. If you want to make a decision, plans you want to make in the future, you don't know where you're headed to, ask someone you know, ask your tutor, ask your teacher, ask. Be aware that if you do something, um, there's always going to be consequences of what you choose, of what you do in your personal life. And it's the same thing if you're headed out into the city. I speak as a woman, especially how I'm dressed. Like I've said before, I'm not a feminist. Some girls say it's important. Why can't I be free and wear what I want to wear? But remember, there is always a lot of danger out there for women. Streets should be safe, but there is a lot of dangers out there. So don't go looking for things. So try to think about that. Like where I'm going to, if I'm going to be with friends, then it's more safe. If I'm going out alone, be more careful. So think about this in both ways. It works in both ways. So be cautious about everything in life. We never know what's going to happen about decisions we make, about when we're out in the city or when we're cooking or just those things. So that's it, and I hope everybody has a good night. Bye.